Welcome everybody back to the Turing Test. So basically we are starting to question whether we are an AI ourselves. I don't know, it's a bit weird. There's a lot of loopholes that I think, but then as of now we're gonna look around, we're gonna read that stuff, and let's go. So we're here in exobiologist Dr. Soichi Yui. He has some stuff we can read. This is one of them. To Matthew from Soichi Yui. Hi Matthew. We've been studying organism 119. Please find attached scanning electron microscopic image which appears to show pilus formation. I don't know what that means. We hypothesize that this is a stress response due to high levels of radiation. We plan to infect a human cell line with organism 119 and perform irradiation experiments with flow cytometry. Would this be appropriate? It would be great if you could get the department to look at the SEM image. Kind regards, Soichi. Oh, okay, well. Hey Soichi, it was great to see this image. Wow, yet more complex life in Europa. They know Cocos radiodurans might be worth looking at it as it survives very high levels of radiation here on Earth. Similarly, you should consider looking at Sulfolobus acidocaladrius that produces pill in response to radiation and uses them to transfer DNA. Perhaps your organism uses a similar mechanism. Have you considered that organism 119 is transferring or scavenging DNA as a method of surviving radiation? As you well know, in terms of radiation, Europa receives 5.4 SV per day, kilovolts, over 300,000 times the level on Earth. The organism must have evolved such a high resistance to radiation as a necessity survival. That said, the radiation beneath macular is much lower due to the thick ice crust. Radiation experiments with flow cytometry sound like an appropriate course of action. Matthew Layton. Professor Layton. Because he's a professor, that's cool. Hi Matthew, we have attached an image confirming that organism 119 attaches to human cells. We will proceed with irradiation experiments on these cell lines. Propose naming organism 119 Europa radiophilus. What do you think? Oh, it's down to up. Maybe? Hi Matthew, we've now run an irradiation experiment and can confirm that radiophilus does indeed seem to confer resistance to radiation. See attached. We assumed survival is due to DNA damage repair. We tagged various DNA repair enzymes with GFP and have found that DNA double strand break repair is occurring. Something's amiss. We don't know what is performing the repair. The lab doesn't know how radiophilus could repair DNA. Have you considered that another organism may be in a symbiotic relationship? Perhaps a virus? We ran a PCR on the human cells exposed to E to see if there was a virus present. We have discovered an unknown virus which we have named UEV. Okay, well, gel electrophoresis image attached. Okay, this is phenomenal. You need to sequence this. We finished it. Data attached. It's a virus unlike any we have seen. We have found a cure for senescence. I don't know what senescence is. From a biological mortality. Oh, okay. We're running some long-term tests on plants and mice to see effects. Oh, is that what this bonsai is? Plants are clearly exhibiting longer lifespans when exposed to the organism. We don't have the facilities here to continue testing. We are going on to human testing. We're going to use ourselves as subjects. It is the only way to accelerate the progress. Ooh, that's not a good idea. So this... Oh no. So I've been exposed? Should I run? So what is it you have found then, Soichi? We found extremophile. An organism that lives in extreme conditions, survives massive doses of radiation, blah blah blah. The extremophile has a virus living inside it. Something about DNA, essentially they work together to survive. So what's the implication? What does it do, Chris? In some ways, it is an immortal relationship. It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. The ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage because caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness this power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, which is known as senescence. Oh, that's what senescence is. Oh wow, this is they found something that could potentially make us immortal. Exactly, there are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It's not save you from trauma, from brain damage, cardiac arrest, etc., but it would potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases, massively increase life expectancy. Okay, that wasn't as long as I expected. Let's go to the other room. Oh, so much to read. Whoa. So she's the medic? And she's an artiste. Whoa, what's this? Clear bottle. It says morphine. When I pick it up, it's not here. Oh well. Ooh. Someone was doing drugs. It's actually a really nice painting. I'd love to paint like that way. See, there it is again. Realizol. Everyone has these. Paint container. Computer. Ooh, dog. Cute doggy. Doggy. Okay. March 6th, 2249. The whole team experienced nausea during a large electrical surge in Europa's atmosphere. I'm concerned this was not an instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were affected. It caused a uniform surge in heart rate that was detected in all members of the crew. Nauseous incident to the ISA. Okay, he explained the electrical disturbance. I'm just going through it really fast because there's a lot to read. And I want to get through the story within my time limit. I'm already at like 8 minutes. I'm going to experiment with some shock therapy. Ooh, that's kind of medieval. I discovered that electronic fields disturbed our telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. Oh, so this day and age we have implants. Okay. Maybe that's why they're experiencing nausea. That I am not to disturb the implants. As outside of Tom's view, I can tell he knows this. He has been acting differently around me, like an offended child. I feel increasingly nauseous. These implants seem to have neural connectivity. Out of the body experiences are more frequent now. Oh, the implants connect you to Tom. Oh, okay. So whatever you see, they see. He sees, or she sees. It sees. I've established a definite correlation against my knowledge. I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I use my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us is implanted with some mild altering contraption. Thomas, encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. What does that mean? The Russian text. I'll skip to the... I managed to get Chris on my side. He has agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It'll be more difficult one-handed, but I must persevere. I'm hoping to keep this out of the eyes of Tom, though I have a feeling he will still be listening. Why is he one-handed? Where is obedience Soviet leader? Oh, it seems that the conditioned the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental conditioning, eliciting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient, and dysphoria, which is the opposite of euphoria, obviously, when they are disobedient. So you start feeling super good when you're obedient to something. Masochistic experiment. I mean, proves I'm danger to the mission. Ooh. Damn. Heavy stuff. Okay. Oh, we finished chapter 2. Okay, so that was chapter 2. It's almost done with chapter 2 in the last episode. Well. That's fine. So here we are again. We have our gun, we have everything. Oh, we scanned.
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
No, it's not.
Space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
It is less risky to send robots. I mean, for obvious reasons. I mean, because you don't have to worry about food. You don't have to worry about. You have to worry about like electricity, powering them.
We sent drones to Earth's moon. Scientists can remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Oh.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are opened. However, the advantages of human field workers apparently outweigh the risks.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is
my brain.
I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
It's so fucking bright. Oh. Yeah, to you guys it's so fucking bright. I'm probably gonna fix that. Actually, I'll fix it now. It's not as bad. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved.
Okay.
It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
Okay, creativity is thinking outside of the box. Creative thinking is basically something that you think that you would not do. Not normally do. Because to a computer's programming, they only know one thing. A certain algorithm, and based on the algorithm, they can't think outside of that.
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I get it. Okay. I'm a stupid dum-dum. Supposed to bring it to the other side so that I could get it. Get it? Oh man. Ha! Ugh. What do I do? How do I do this? Jeez. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I can do this. I can totally do this. Right, of course. Dude, I'm so stupid. I can't turn it off.
If you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly.
Huh.
You believe yourself to be a creative. But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
Damn. Heavy stuff. So we'll go up here, and then we'll go to another weird sequence with the computer. Oh, what's it? Ball. Storage unit. The universe is a machine episode. Interesting. So everything. So probably this game is trying to say everything's not as it seems. Like everything that we say is different from perception. Like, how do we know this footage is actually real? Maybe it's a construct. It's probably just a program that we would want to believe is real. Maybe it is real. Hey, what the hell? There's a computer. I wanted to be a computer that could use a computer. Hacks. No, my ball.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion. Can you think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
Wow, that's a very... Well, because that's the thing with machines. They don't have empathy. They can't feel pain. So if I'm an android, I simply could just pop off my arm and leave it there. And I wouldn't feel pain because we don't have any pain reception. pain receptors or whatever.
Can I have an update on the crew?
I have not managed to track them down.
It will have been 6 years since I've seen them. Or anyone, actually.
They have locked all the doors. I would not expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us.
Can I change? This is what I have to do. Just have to go. Let's line up with this one. So, yep. And yep. So it had to be the blue one, so I was right.
So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground crew necessary. The advantage of human field workers is that they can adapt to new knowledge more effectively.
Okay.
I, apparently, was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese room problem. A computer may be able to interact with new knowledge, but it does not know the value of that knowledge.
That's a dilemma, that's for sure. Oh, my brain's kind of fried now. Oh my god. This is really intense. This is an intense game. There we go.
I've started to collate information from my local instance. It seems the crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite.
Why?
It appears we had a disagreement.
Yes, I'm a genius. Booyah. Boom. Get up here. Boom. Get up here and boom.
This confirms my fears. The crew have made intentional
fears.
breaches of my security. The crew have attempted to compromise my systems.
What does this mean?
They don't want to be found. They are hiding.
From who?
Us.
Why are they hiding from us? Tom. So this is Tom. How's the AI? That's a computer. Actually denied.
I am concerned about Mikhail.
Why is that?
He seems to be developing antisocial habits. He is spending a lot of his time in private, don't you think? Perhaps you should talk to him.
What do you want me to say?
Just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything rash.
Are you that worried?
His behavior is not within normal parameters. Please make sure he is okay.
So, because Tom, from what I'm getting, he's very clear-cut. Ashiyama Industries. Tom. So they deassembled Tom. Yeah, so they did deassemble Tom so that they can have a little privacy. Tom is watching. I used to have one of those. Ooh, I have one of these. Not just like any box cutter though, but you know. Hansel and Gretel. So if there's a book of Hansel and Gretel, that means they left crumbs, little pieces, to show you where they went. Okay, so let's listen to these and then that's it.
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Right there.
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't have to be so aggressive about it. They must have their reason.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Daniel,
Daniel.
could I have a word?
I'm busy.
It is important.
Okay.
Are you aware that Christopher and Mikhail are involved in self-harm?
Sorry, what? For how long?
They have both macerated their right arms. Mikhail has completely removed his forearm.
His whole forearm?
Yes.
Where are they?
I had attempted to stop the situation escalating myself, but I seem to have failed. I came to you because, as our loyal captain, I can trust you to help them.
Where are they?
I don't know. They've disappeared.
Oh, so this is around the moment when they were trying to hide from Tom. They cut off their own arm, though. Maybe they were doing that for the puzzles, so they could find a way out.
Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone threatened your friends?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume?
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to remember that, Sarah.
Oh shit, so he's doing whatever he can to protect Sarah. Because he loves Sarah. Okay, so we're gonna edit here. It's really interesting because the thought process of the game that makes the player go through is really deep, which is exactly in my avenue because I love deep thoughts and love delving into these serious things, especially because I have a background of psychology. It's interesting enough to theorize and think of it. So if you guys have any thoughts on this, let me know in the comments below, and I'll respond as fast as I can. And we can have like a debate or just talk about it. Agree to disagree, or just agree, or disagree, or whatever. Anyway, I'll see you next time. And I think this is chapter 4. I'm not exactly sure. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys. See you next time.